Russia began the new phase of the war by striking deep into Kharkiv, hitting a residential area and killing civilians in the early hours of the morning. Apartment blocks burned, emergency crews pulled survivors from rubble, and entire neighborhoods were thrown into chaos. Moscow immediately denied responsibility, claiming Ukrainian ammunition caused the blast, a familiar narrative tactic. But for Ukraine, the message was unmistakable. Russia is willing to escalate against cities, not just soldiers, to maintain pressure as diplomatic discussions loom in the background. The strike sends a warning that no Ukrainian city is off-limits. It also reinforces fears that civilian suffering is being used as strategic leverage. By opening the year with destruction, Moscow is setting the tone for what comes next. This was less about military gain and more about psychological shock. In a major wartime shift, President Volodymyr Zelensky elevated Ukraine's top intelligence commander into a powerful new leadership role. This isn't routine politics. It's a signal that Ukraine is preparing for a deeper, longer fight. Intelligence, covert operations, and strategic strikes are now frontline tools, not side assets. At the same time, energy and defense leadership were reshuffled, reflecting a brutal reality. The war is now fought as much over power grids and logistics as over trenches and territory. Kyiv appears to be betting on precision and disruption rather than mass force. It's a gamble that could reshape how the war is fought in 2026. This shift suggests Ukraine is preparing to hit where Russia feels safest. The battlefield is expanding beyond the front line and into the shadows. Russia accused Ukraine of killing dozens in a strike on Russian-occupied territory, calling it an attack on civilians. Kyiv pushed back hard, stating it only targets military infrastructure and command hubs. This clash isn't just about facts, it's about who controls the global narrative. Each accusation feeds international opinion, affects weapons deliveries, and shapes diplomatic pressure. Information warfare now runs parallel to missile strikes on the battlefield. Winning the narrative may prove as critical as winning territory. Both sides know global perception can shift alliances overnight. In modern war, headlines can be as decisive as artillery. Even as missiles hit Ukrainian cities, European security officials arrived in Kyiv to push forward new peace frameworks. Behind closed doors, discussions include long-term security guarantees, massive reconstruction funding, and tighter integration with Western defense systems. But the timing is critical. Russia's continued strikes appear designed to weaken Ukraine's negotiating position before any serious talks begin. The contradiction is stark. Diplomacy on one side, destruction on the other. Every explosion risks shifting the balance at the negotiating table. Peace efforts are moving forward under the shadow of escalation. Russia's message seems aimed as much at Europe as at Ukraine. Talks may continue, but trust is being steadily eroded. As temperatures drop, Russia has intensified drone and missile attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure, plunging entire regions into darkness. Heating systems fail, hospitals rely on generators, and civilian fatigue grows. This isn't accidental damage, it's strategy. Moscow is betting that freezing cities and exhausted civilians will succeed where battlefield advances have stalled. Energy grids have become as valuable a target as military bases. The goal is exhaustion, not immediate victory. Every repair crew now operates under the threat of another strike. Survival itself has become part of Ukraine's war effort. Neither side is achieving decisive battlefield victories, but that doesn't mean the war is slowing down. Instead, it's transforming into a war of endurance, economic, psychological, and political. Russia appears willing to absorb losses to exhaust Ukraine and its allies over time. Ukraine, meanwhile, is betting on Western support, innovation, and resilience to outlast Moscow's strategy. This phase favors patience over speed and pressure over momentum. In a war without breakthroughs, survival itself becomes success. The side that holds longer may win without ever advancing. In 2026, time is no longer neutral, it's a weapon.